time whenever you want it. You know, that's it.
That's the only thing that can redeem her.
Yeah.
That type of unconditional love is the only thing that can heal her.
Mm.
You know, her
Okay.
mother couldn't heal her.
Yeah.
You
Let's
know,
get to Lottie. Sit back, everybody.
I got little Lottie.
Here comes Lottie. Oh boy. She's a dominant character here, and that features for me across all the storylines. She's Mamie's daughter. The family have now moved up to Chicago, Illinois. For back in the 50s and 60s, a lot of the Black African-American communities saw the northern states as states of opportunity as opposed to the South.
Yes.
She's the mother of Raphael, Becky, and Teddy. And the issues you give Lottie, well, here we go. She has addictions with drugs. She's manic depressive. You put her in prison. You talk about rehabilitation. Again, here comes the incest, the unnatural relationship between herself and her uncle Spanky. That going on as well. And so, yeah, the incest was like second removed incest. If I dare to be so brave, why did you give Lottie all this baggage? I mean, anybody had all that, they would have given up, wouldn't you?
Yes. We've got to find strength within ourselves. Life is not easy. We face situations and difficulties that we never expect. And women, we can't afford to crumble. We can't afford to just fall apart and not get back up. I wanted Lottie to have the greatest challenges because I had every intention for her to get back up. And she does.
She does.
Yes.
Oh, she does.
Yes.
She, do you know what? Let's not tell everybody what happens. That's towards the end. You want to find out what happened to her? Read the book. We're not going to go there, everybody. Yeah. It is a bit of a rags to riches story with Lottie. End of conversation there. But, you know, Spanky, you know, well, Elaine, let's cover off this major character and all the foibles, the imperfections, the flaws you dump on him, and you do dump on him here.
Yeah.
We're talking about the incestual relationships with his sister Mamie.
Yeah.
What happened when the parents, you know, Esther and her husband came back and found them having a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
How he was thrown out the family. His army days. Now, in the army days, we're talking about 1930s here, so late 30s. So he'll probably be a soldier in World War II.
Yes. Yes.
He's murdered, and I'm not going to reveal who did it or who took the flak for it, because that is revealed in the book. But it does turn out to be, apart from his philandering, his unnatural sexual relationships, he's a very, very good businessman, isn't he?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. That I didn't see coming. You know, so why did you give this character Spanky all the traits that you gave him? Why?
Partially personal experience. I once knew a person very similar to Spanky. Great business person, rich within his own rights, but so morally corrupt until it was like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that type of brutality has a place among rich men. I hate to say that, John. You got to be.
He's a patriarchal protagonist in your book.
Yes.
He's a patriarchal protagonist. Yeah.
Yes.
He has to have power, doesn't he?
Has to. Has to. No one's going to tell Spanky what to do. No one.
And was that the reason for putting Spanky in? You needed this patriarchal protagonist to bring a different aspect to the storyline of this book.
And part of that characteristic is abuse. It's an abuser.
It is. Mm.
I couldn't have chosen a better abuser.
Mm.
And you can understand how he's an abuser and why he is. He's very open. There's nothing complex about Spanky. He just is.
You know, and you wonder what sort of childhood he had because he was thrown out of the house.
Yes.
What happened to him?
Yes.
But read the book, everybody.
Yes.
You know, Elaine, when I looked at the characters, Mamie and Lottie, and I find myself asking this, why would these women who no doubt could see their relationship with Spanky was unnatural, but yet they allowed him to dominate their lives? They yearned for him. They mourned him. They loved him. Do you think that women as a whole here who face or find themselves in these situations are kind of entrapped in many ways? Because an outsider looking at these two characters would run for the hills, wouldn't you?
Yes. Yes.
Because this is some kind of control issue. He's controlling these women here.
Like puppets. And it's so easy for him to do. There's no effort in for Spanky. Spanky just is. Okay. Women have been submissive throughout time. You know, our Bibles even tell us to be submissive. So a lot of women never came out of that, John.
Yeah.
You know, even this day in the 21st century, we have women who are so submissive to their mates, their husbands, their boyfriends, or whatever, to the point of self-destruction. There's no self left in them. Yeah. They exist for one reason, to please their man, okay? So that's Lottie and Mamie for you. Intelligent women. Lottie was going to the University of Chicago. Intelligent.
She was a very intelligent woman.
Yes.
Who just went off the rails a bit, you know. She took the flak for something. I'm not going to say what. And she went to prison.
Threw it all away to get in prison.
You know, and I think how the kids deal with their mum, you know, who's off the planet at times and were doped up with drugs when she was going through a difficult time, you know, I think they were wonderful. I mean, when you look at the other character, Teddy, the young child here now,
yeah,
he witnessed. Now, for me, Elaine, Teddy, Lottie's youngest son, who wants to tread the boards, he wants to be an actor, he wants to be on the stage.
Yeah.
He seems to come out of all this mire as a balanced young man. I loved this character.
I did too.
So why did you have this reasonably balanced character against all the others? And of course, the other character within the book, Uncle Julian, he's the other sensible one who glued the whole thing, held it all together. But Teddy, talk to me about Teddy. Why did you give him those characteristics?
I had to exercise some freedom in one of those characters. Freddie came out of Lottie's womb free. And seeking recognition and seeking attention and high energy. Very, very much aware of who he is. You know, he doesn't question who he is. He doesn't care who his family is. You know, he's free, John.
He's a very free-spirited character, isn't he?
That was my butterfly. Yes, he's free.
But he took Raphael's death very badly, didn't he?
Yes, yes.
He couldn't understand the suicide.
Yes, I know. It broke my heart when I realized I had done that to him. It did. I had forgotten from the original writing that I had done that. So you can imagine how emotional I was when I reread and realized what had happened to Raphael.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Having written the book, Elaine, what message or messages would you like your readers to take away from this interesting and intriguing book? You know, what's the message you'd like the readers to take away from your book?
I guess I'm really projecting all of this at women. Please love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you have no image of love. You don't know what love is. You know, be productive in your own life. Let's not continue to sit back and wait for the world to take care of us. Let's take care of ourselves. You know, let's pay attention to those people around us who make us feel bad, who hurt us, and we make excuses for them. There are no excuses for that. No. And I know it gets to be very dangerous to try to pull yourself out of an abusive relationship, but I'd rather die trying to be free than to die at the hand of a maniacal person, period. You know, because ultimately a lot of those situations end up with women being killed.
Absolutely, yes. I understand that one.
Yes.
Who do you see as your market for this book, Elaine? And more importantly, who would you want to read this book? Do you want men to read this book? Women to read this book? Who do you want to read this book?
It's for mature people, for sure. Because you have to be able to bypass certain aspects of the story. Once you do that, you'll realize you're reading a golden book, you know. Adults, men and women, I want men to read it, please. You know, I want it to be 25 years and older, you know. And I just want them to just take a ride, take an unexpected journey, you know, that they could not conceive of. I conceived of it for you.
Do you know, Elaine?
You don't have to try to find anything shocking to read, okay?
Do you know, Elaine, for me, you've certainly cobbled together an eclectic collection of characters that make up this, you know, in the core of this highly dysfunctional family. But I'm going to leave the listeners with two questions. Who murdered Spanky and why? Plus, who took the rap and why? Don't say anything. That's me telling Elaine off, everybody. She's not to tell you. If you want to find out, read the book. Elaine, where can people get this very distinctive, maybe disturbing, thought-provoking graphic book of yours? Where can they get it from?
You can get it at all of the major bookstores. You can get it online at my website, which is ElaineChandler-Harris.com. You can get it from my publishers, Trafford Publishing Company. We're on Amazon. You know, we're everywhere, John. Everywhere.
Good. Elaine Chandler-Harris, I have to say, your book absorbed me, it intrigued me, it slightly disturbed me at times because it opened up my, you know, thinking about, how do people function in life? What do different people face in life? But I have to say, it's been a great delight talking to you, chatting to you about your eye-opening book. Thank you very much, Elaine.
Oh, thank you, John. It's been my pleasure.
I'm JT Crowley. Thanks for listening, watching, wherever you're in the world. So until next time, stay safe.